before you get confused in any way, like Rick also has a baby mother who's currently working as a call girl. He has a daughter by Brooke, right there. Can you see?
He beat that woman till she was crawling up under a car, man. No matter how small she was crawling up under the car, man.
50 Cent has been clowning Diddy non-stop since his arrest, but what most people don't realize is that their beef runs deep. This isn't just online trolling. It's a history full of street drama, music industry power moves, and real pain behind the scenes. From 50 getting frozen out of the business to people close to him losing their lives, Diddy's name has floated around those dark chapters for years. And it's time we break down how wild this story really is. 50 throws savage shots at Diddy every chance he gets, but the tension actually started way before either of them became rap moguls. Back when 50 was just a hungry kid in Queens trying to get his name out there, he was already moving through dangerous streets and making waves long before the fame hit. His mother was known for hustling in the neighborhood.
He's not an artist.
He has the album now.
Yeah, but he's not an artist. See, an artist would be someone who actually wrote something on the record.
But when she tragically passed away in a house fire while 50 was only 8 years old, everything changed. After that, 50 went to live with his grandparents. But by the time he turned 12, he was already caught up in the same street grind. He got arrested a few times for charges, and that's when he decided to switch things up and chase music instead. In 1996, he linked up with the legendary Jam Master Jay, and together they recorded a full album that for some reason never dropped. That project could have changed everything, but fate had other plans. Eventually, 50 landed a deal with Columbia Records and dropped Power of the Dollar in 2000, and New York went crazy for it. One track in particular, How to Rob, made serious noise in the streets. On it, 50 playfully rapped about robbing other big-name rappers, and he didn't hold back when he mentioned Diddy. He spit, "You better recognize I'm straight from the street. These industry dudes starting to look like something to eat. I snatched Kim. Tell Puff you want to see her again? Then show your ass down to the nearest ATM."
This 50 don't know me and Mace do run CT, right? We don't fuck with that effing block over here, you heard me?
He even name-dropped Jay-Z, Wu-Tang, and Fat Joe. No one was safe. That song had the whole rap scene buzzing, and suddenly, everyone wanted a piece of 50's energy. Word is, a major artist even wanted him to join a tour. But before that could happen, everything flipped when 50 got ambushed and shot 9 times. He barely survived. And while he was recovering in the hospital, Columbia Records dropped him from the label because of his song Ghetto Quran. That track was controversial because it mentioned certain street names. And rumor has it, that's what led to the shooting. One of the names 50 mentioned was Kenneth Supreme Aka McGriff, a figure with major ties in Queens. And from that moment on, nothing was ever the same. Supreme was rumored to have put serious pressure on 50's name. And after 50 survived the shooting, word spread that Supreme told industry folks to stop dealing with him. Suddenly, nobody in New York wanted to take a risk, and 50 couldn't get anything moving in the city anymore. So he packed up, went to Canada, and jumped right back into the hustle like nothing could stop him. Back then, rappers usually didn't make their own mixtapes. DJs controlled that lane. But 50 flipped the whole game when he started recording over the hottest radio beats and dropping his own tapes. People were going wild for the new sound, but labels were nervous to sign him because he still had a heavy street reputation, and nobody wanted drama attached to their company. Even with all the fear, New York was paying attention. In 2001, 50 linked up with Diddy and started ghostwriting for him. At that time, Diddy was dating Jennifer Lopez.
That's how I feel about your bullshit. What the fuck is this?
And she's the one who encouraged them to work with 50 in the first place. 50 even wrote Diddy's verse on Let's Get It, and rumors started spreading that 50 might end up signing with Bad Boy Records. But according to his friend Tony Yayo, Diddy backed out of the deal because the 50's reputation had too much heat around it. The wild part is, 50 never really wanted to work with Diddy anyway. Even early in his career, he wasn't excited about writing for him. 50 told The Hollywood Reporter that after he recovered from the shooting, Diddy kept calling him to write verses, but 50 wasn't interested. The only reason he agreed was because his child's mother told him they needed the money at the time. So he pushed himself to do the work just to keep things stable. Most people didn't even know 50 had ever ghostwritten for Diddy. But in 2002, 50 dropped You Not Like Me and rapped Hoes Be Like 50 You So Witty on the dick. Like they heard I ghostwrite for Diddy. You got fat while we starved. It's my turn. I don't felt how the shells burn. I still won't learn. For YouTube suitability, terms like hoes and dick are understood as part of quoted lyrics and remain unchanged in quotes. But the rewritten narrative keeps things clean and safe for all viewers. That same year, 50 dropped a remix of the notorious B.I.G. track, Niggas, and spit, I run the city and I don't dance around like Diddy. Dudes get giddy till they're smacked silly or sprayed with the Mac Millie. They don't want drama, really. 50 was firing off little shots, but it still wasn't real beef, more like playful heat in the booth. By 2003, things looked completely cool. 50 won Best Rap Video at the MTV Music Awards for In the Club, and Diddy was actually the one announcing the winner. He showed 50 genuine love on stage and gave him a dap in front of everybody. Then in 2004, Diddy celebrated the 10th anniversary of Bad Boy Records with an album called 10th Anniversary The Hits. He even featured 50 and Lloyd Banks on Victory, where Diddy rapped, Yo, the sun don't shine forever, but as long as it's here, then we might as well shine together. Better now than never. Business before pleasure. P. Diddy and the fam. Who you know do it better.
Did you miss me though? For real, because it seems like a thing with this birthday party.
Puff, man.
Man, but I'm talking about for your birthday.
Huh?
Why won't you party with me for your birthday, man?
Yeah, we partied for my birthday before. You came to my party.
No, but me and you ain't never really party, you know what I'm saying?
Mace had a whole lineup of hit tracks and was practically carrying the entire Bad Boy label on his back. In '98, he even launched his own company, All Out Records, and fans were hyped for whatever he dropped next. When his 1999 album Double Up came out and moved over 100K in his first week, everyone saw he was becoming one of the biggest artists in the game. But then he shocked the whole industry when he announced he was stepping away from rap to become a pastor. There were all kinds of rumors about why Mace walked away. Some people claimed he had drama with a Harlem figure named Baby Mace, and things supposedly got tense over a woman. Then Mace's friend Pop Lottie got involved, and he was also known in the streets. According to talk around the city, Baby Mace even sliced Pop Lottie in the face, which only made the situation messier. These stories were never confirmed, but both Baby Mace and Pop Lottie later lost their lives, leading people to whisper that Mace left rap to avoid more conflict. But the truth had nothing to do with street issues. They claimed Mace simply didn't want to be around Diddy anymore. Diddy was the one who originally brought Mace into the rap world, but people close to the situation say Diddy gave him a deal that wasn't really in his favor. Mace had grown up playing basketball with Cameron, and when Cameron started taking rap seriously, Mace was the one who helped him get connected. Instead of bringing Cameron to Diddy, Mace introduced him to Biggie, reportedly because he felt Biggie wouldn't try to take advantage of him the same way he believed Diddy might. Mace already had his contract with Bad Boy, but he didn't want Cameron going through the same struggles he dealt with. A few years after walking away from rap, Mace decided to return and started linking with 50 Cent. 50 brought Mace on tour and gave him a fresh lane to shine. Mace even told MTV that the only major names who reached out to sign him were 50 Cent and Jay-Z. Diddy later said in interviews that he'd be fine with Mace signing the 50's label, and fans were convinced Mace was about to officially join G-Unit. 50 even put him in the Window Shopper video, making it look like the deal was basically locked in. A lot of people didn't realize 50 was throwing shots at Diddy in that track too. The song opens with 50 saying, "The top feels so much better than the bottom, so much better." And most listeners thought he was just talking about rising to the top of the rap world. But later, 50 hinted that the line had a double meaning aimed at Diddy. And in 2018, he straight up confirmed what he meant. Mace was also featured on the soundtrack for 50's movie, Get Rich or Die Trying. But the deal for Mace to officially join G-Unit fell apart, all because of contract issues with Diddy. 50 was ready to drop $1 million to buy Mace out of his Bad Boy agreement, but Diddy told him the price was $2 million instead. 50 felt like Diddy was just trying to play games with him, and he told DJ Funk Flex that Diddy was doing some sucker stuff with the deal. He even said, "Is you crazy?" because he believed Mace wasn't worth $2 million when he already had money sitting in his pocket. What made the situation look even wilder was that Jimmy Iovine, the head of Interscope Records, which 50 was signed to, stepped in and offered something unheard of. He told 50 and Diddy they could keep all the profits from Mace's next project if the deal went through. That was huge, especially because Interscope usually takes a big cut from artists under 50's label. Jimmy wanted to help 50 make the deal happen, and he was giving them a dream setup with basically no risk. But even with that crazy offer, Diddy still didn't go for the deal. According to 50, it felt like Diddy turned it down just to block him. And once that situation fell apart, the tension between them reached a whole new level.
After everything went left, 50 really started aiming at Diddy and dropped a bold diss track. In it, he used a skit where someone yells, "Who shot Biggie Smalls? We gon' get him, they gonna unalive us," followed by lines attacking Diddy's reputation. The lyrics included, "Puffy, no, hit that dude, man, that dude's soft. He's scared, them boys from the west side will break him off, dump on his ass." These were aggressive rap lyrics aimed at Diddy, but they're quoted here strictly for reporting in context and not presented as facts or accusations. 50 said Diddy was running to Harlem to shake him off, and even though people talk about Diddy's wild parties today, 50 was calling them out way back in 2006. At the end of his Diddy diss track, he said, "Oh, I guess I won't be invited to the white parties in the Hamptons. I don't want to hang out with your punk ass, no way." Since it's a direct quote, it stays exactly as it appeared in the original source. Then 50 aired out more frustration about the Mace situation and said, "Give me motherfucking run around this nigga Mace. Now you want to play games, don't want to make the deal, nigga, man, I'll fuck your shit up, nigga." These are quoted lyrics preserved for accuracy but not promoted. 50 explained that he had spent real money flying Mace around while trying to make the deal with Diddy happen. He said, "Now you go on and send me $50,000 for this nigga travel fees. You know, airfare, hotel space for that last tour, nigga, or I really serve a show-ass nigga." Again, direct quoted lyrics only, but the most surprising line came at the end of the track, and most fans didn't catch it for years. 50 said, "All right, I see what you're trying to do, but I don't know why you're doing what you're trying to do, why you want to make me tell everybody what Mesa told me." That bar had people confused for a long time. Misa Hylton is a well-known stylist and fashion designer who worked with artists on Bad Boy, including Lil' Kim. She and Diddy dated back when he was still an intern at Uptown Records, and that connection helped her break into the fashion side of the music industry. Misa and Diddy had an on and off relationship while he was rising to the top, and her name has always been tied to his early career. According to Diddy's former bodyguard Gene Deal, not confirmed, just claimed in interviews, he alleged that Misa once experienced a serious situation involving Diddy. These are interview claims only, not verified facts, and are treated as allegations, not statements of truth. Even with all the rumors and claims flying around, the key point is that 50's lyric hinted he heard something private from Mesa, and the mystery behind that line kept fans talking for years. Most people had no idea what Misa was dealing with back then, but years later, everything resurfaced after a video leaked showing Diddy putting hands on Cassie Vandura. When that footage hit the internet, Misa posted on Instagram saying the video triggered her own past trauma. It's still unclear how 50 knew anything about those situations, but the crazy part is that he was hinting at exposing Diddy way back in the day, long before any videos came out. At that point, it seemed like 50 couldn't stand Diddy. But then the whole rap world got stunned when just a year later, they ended up performing together at Madison Square Garden. T.I. was hosting a special event called Screamfest, and somehow he managed to get Kanye, 50, Diddy, and Jay-Z all on stage at the same time. During the show, Diddy tried to put his arm around 50, and you could clearly see 50 didn't really want that kind of contact. The energy was awkward for sure. But even with all that tension, 50 still featured both Diddy and Jay-Z on the remix for his smash hit, I Get Money. Around that time, 50 had just secured a massive bag, one of the biggest in rap history, after Coca-Cola bought vitamin water, earning him around $100 million. With his music money stacked on top of that, 50 became one of the wealthiest artists in the game. The only people close to him at the time were Jay-Z and Diddy, and Forbes kept putting all three of them on the same lists as the top earners. Fans were shocked to hear them all on the same record.
But in 2024, a director named Broadway All Day hopped on Reddit and finally explained how it happened. He directed the original I Get Money video and said that 50's manager, Chris Lighty, was working on some massive business moves behind the scenes that involved 50, Jay-Z, and Diddy. 50 agreed to put them on the track even though there was drama, because the deals were supposed to be huge. But in the end, none of the projects got finalized. Then in 2024, after Diddy was taken into federal custody, 50 went on The Breakfast Club and broke down the story of that remix. Charlamagne the God brought up how people used to say 50 wrote Diddy's verse, especially because the verse had Diddy rapping lines like, "Bo knows, but Diddy did it. Cars, jewelry, and big homes, yeah, Diddy did it. Shootouts, coastal beefs, yeah, Diddy did it." Nobody really knows who wrote Diddy's verse for sure, because Broadway All Day later claimed that 50's homie Lloyd Banks was actually the one who penned those bars. The remix ended up running huge numbers, but behind the scenes, it almost never got released because there was even more drama tied to the beat itself. Broadway explained that his girlfriend was given a CD full of beats from a guy named Doodle who said he was a producer. Broadway listened and thought the beats were fire, so he passed the CD to an A&R at the label. But then the truth came out. The dude who handed over the CD didn't actually produce any of the beats, and by the time Broadway found out, 50 had already recorded I Get Money and the video shoot was scheduled for the next week. They couldn't legally release the track without finding the real producer and paying him, so everything was about to collapse. Broadway said he thought his whole career was done if the song got pulled, so he scrambled to track down the real beat maker and managed to get him signed to the label just in time for the shoot. It was a wild save, and because of that, the remix dropped without any issues. When 50 brought Diddy on the I Get Money remix, fans thought maybe the tension between them was finally fading. In 2008, 50 even crashed an interview Diddy was doing with MTV just to plug his own show. They laughed and joked together, saying they were cool, but you could still feel that little bit of tension under everything, like nothing was fully resolved. It didn't take long before things went left again because Diddy ended up giving 50 another reason to dislike him. In 2008, Rick Ross was just starting to blow up in hip-hop, and he got invited to the BET Awards that year. Ross later said he saw 50 backstage and didn't like the way 50 looked at him. 50 claims he doesn't even remember seeing Ross that night. But whatever happened sparked a feud that turned into one of the most explosive and long-running beefs in rap history, and it's still going on today.